Alright guys, you come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I was working 3 days straight, overnights, into the afternoon shifts, into whatever. Now how come I go to recruit, to do my free recruit, and this shit pops up? What is this? This is unacceptable. New shit is not allowed to drop without my notice. Okay? It's not allowed in this community. So next time this shit happens, I want someone to come to my house personally, knock on the door, say there's a new banner. I don't know what it means. Okay? I'm disappointed in all of you right now. Disappointed. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash. It's time to do a review on the Wandering FLAMEMASTER Annie. Now, as you know, I said that the next video was going to be the tally, and it looks like I'm a fucking liar. So, I want to do the reviews as stuff comes out, and this character has actually always been in the game. As you can actually check from my string, funny enough, she was actually supposed to be in my string, but I could almost 100 billion% guarantee you that little spice that she got, the burning soul, was not there before. It's something brand new and improved. So what I'm going to do here is do a nice little quick review on the character to see if she's worth even getting. For me, absolutely not. She's in my string, so eventually I'll get the character regardless. So I actually get the beautifulness, if that's a word. I get to save up my ZEUZ this time around, especially after I just all the way pitied this character. So there's really no reason for me to summon on this, especially doing 19, when I could probably do 19 on this and then also get my Vagabond Rudley. That's my situation, might not be yours. You might have a different string, and you might really want to invest into the newness that this character is. Now, this Fatecore is actually in the past, so this is supposedly like Anna beforehand. And what this is really interesting is that this is a Fatecore that they technically buffed. So this is very strange, in a sense of, at least I was always thinking that they were going to kind of keep the buffs and nerfs like to certain characters, but we noticed that they nerfed the passives of the entirety of a whole clan, if you will. So now they went and buffed a certain character specifically, and then released that character enabled to be pity summoned. So what do you guys initially, and I think that that's really important to start to know before we even go. I shouldn't even be in this menu. I need to go to our base stats, but I wanted to start the conversation with, what do you guys think about that? Like, they changed a passive, or they, pretty much changed something in the game, and then was like, hey, summon for it. Now I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people that are going to be like, I don't like this, because we'll look at it. You'll be the judge, and you tell me if it's too strong or not strong enough or anything of that nature. Let me know what you guys feel about that. So let's first go and see her stats, and I think that that's very important to check the stats of the character, because the base stats really give you a gateway into the soul, I'd have to say. So we can see that she's actually slow. She's very similar. I think she actually has like almost identical stats, base stats anyway, this section here, as Maggie. And we just got done with Maggie. So like 51 attack speed, low block. Hit is a little bit lower than normal. Dodge crit is pretty high, or decently high I should say, at 150, and crit damage 150, 50% block rate, like that's always the same. And yeah, so very similar, and she's actually very similar to Maggie on a lot of fronts as well. You see I click here, not that much changed here. The only thing that changed here was pretty much like the attack and stuff. They're very similar characters, but that's why I also find it very weird is that you released a Dragon Blood version of a character, Maggie, so you summon for Maggie, and then all of a sudden you brought out Annie. And when we look here at these skills, I want to look here and see if there's any difference between the skills. I doubt it. But you look at the skills here. Let's see. First, they have the basic attack. Okay, whatever. Huh. She is just, ooh, work it, girl. Work it. Mana utilization increases attack based on the mana count of allies. Gains 1 mana if the mana count of allies is 10 or more on own turn. So I actually, not that I was doing research, but I was paying attention to this. It's very easy to see it in a match. I could probably show you guys if I go to a dungeon, but mana utilization works completely different than what I thought it did. And let me know in the comment section below if you know how it works. Put that in the comment or one of your comments. Tell me how it works and then see if it matches up to what I figured out. You also see that she has the bonus that when she's fighting in, I don't know what dungeon that is, increased damage by 200% monomos. I think that's the gold mine. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. All right. So, but yeah, she has that and she has that, and then she has the flame kaboom. Boof. Fire underneath defeat. You can see it's 81% to all enemies. It's a low mana cost, the whole reason of it. Same thing with my Maggie. It's pretty much a GS check. You want to see if, you know, if they're weak to fire. Also, obviously really good at PvE. If you're doing stages that are weak to fire, very low check. It's pretty much 0. And if she has any type of mana, or there's mana and there's a lot of mana on your team, then she's going to be able to do this pretty much all the time. Next up is going to be the Flame Tornado, which is a 5 mana burst, 285 base, pretty good. As we all know, in order to, okay, ass straight to the screen. And then a little fire tornado, cute stuff there. Ooh, and the pose at the end. I like when she showed me her ass. Let me stop before it's like, this 12-year-old kid. It makes me want to click on this. Wait. Oh, I'm about to say Annie is a child. It says no. When Annie was a child. So she is no longer a child. So that means that she must be of age. I'm age 21. Oh, now I know how these fucking lolly guys feel, huh? It's safe, guys. It's safe. We're not getting arrested. All right, so let's go back to pass, which is Forgotten Memory. As you can see now, the only passive that's added here is Burning Soul. Grants one ally, excluding self, with the fastest speed, gain mana. You gain 3 mana. So the only thing that I find weird about Burning Soul, and I think that we're gonna have to look into. Hi, let me interrupt my own self. So what I was actually saying in the video, and then I completely edited and cut it out, is that I didn't know whether or not Burning Soul actually activates more than once. Does it activate only when the match first starts, or does it activate every time Annie gets a turn? And I actually finally found that information. And I also wanted to give credit to where credit's due. I was looking around for as much information while I was diddle-daddling around, and I came across this video, Exos Heroes testing FC Annie Reverse Core Update New FC Xeon Counter. This video, and it's by Casual Twalk. I don't know how to say that. And no comments here, man. Nobody. It's pretty lonely here. It's pretty lonely. So I'm gonna give a like and a subscribe, because actually within this video I was able to see, and it's the only video that I was able to find, a lot of people talking about it, but I wanted to see in game. I'm very big on seeing stuff in game sometimes to see if it works that way. So you actually will see when you watch this video that it goes per round, and I think it's per round as long as Annie is still alive. So that's gonna change a lot of the stuff that I was saying in the video, and of course you guys know me, I don't want to mislead you. So it does not happen immediately, but once the round resets. If you guys don't know what the round reset is, and it's actually the big spoil of what I was gonna say of mana utilization, is that mana utilization actually triggers per round. So let's see what that's about. Now you will see that right now her attack boosted is 154. Reason why is that that's how much mana was counted at the beginning of the round, and you will see that that will change once there's more mana on the field, but only once the round resets. So obviously when I attack here, you know, now there's more mana. All right, now there's more mana on the field, right? And I noticed that still 154 boost, right? Now the round is, as you can see here, it kind of has like this little squiggly thing to kind of let you know that the round is about to end. So let me just do what I'm supposed to do here. And you'll also look at the bottom of the screen and you'll see it trigger as well. Where is it? You see her icon? There it goes. Maggie's icon triggered right there. So now it counted all the mana and all that fun stuff for this round now. So we should go back to click on Maggie. And you'll see that now she has a 400 boost. The same time that that triggers is actually in the same frame that FC Annie will trigger the Burning Soul. So that's what I wanted to know. So it's not when her turn comes again, it's when the round ends. That's really important to know, because we're gonna go into the next section in which we figure out who's the best characters for that buff that's gonna be triggered over and over again. And even better, now that we know that, even if your fastest character doesn't get it, some other character will get it if that character happens to die. Now with that being said, let's go back and look at the Fatecore version. So, oh wait. As you can see, the difference is that there's like some more clown, like fiesta kind of additions to her stuff. And yeah, so the Burning Soul, as we now know, will only trigger once per round. So obviously in the beginning of the fight, it's still effective, which we already knew that was it. But now that we know that it triggers every round, as long as she's alive, is a completely different beast. So one other different skill here is that now she doesn't have that AoE. She has this 1 mana silence. This is very similar to Deva's Fatecore skin. So boom, same skill, just that now it's not AoE. As you can see, there's a little bit of, like, pretty much added purple to everything that she's doing. It silences for 5 turns, which is really good, especially because how slow she is. Her turn is you're gonna be amongst your last turns, and then she can silence any of the faster heroes or any heroes that are within the 5-turn limit. And you know, you have to prioritize who you think should not be doing a move. Plus they'll take damage 100% of their current health, which is pretty good. It's really good against certain PvE content, as long as they can take a debuff. And also keep in mind that debuff immunity is a thing and debuff cleansing is a thing. Now every character has it, but it, you know, it can be cleansed. Just a heads up, it's not like it's one of these invincible passives. And last but not least, the Explosion Star, which looks very the same, but as you can see, it's now 5 mana like it always was, but it's 357, which is that Bathory burst, baby. So this is now very, very strong. See, covered up booty this time. It looks the same, just like I said, more purpley orangey flare in there, and then you can see so yeah, that's pretty much the difference of her. But as I said, everything is really riding on this passive and how strong it is. So what I went ahead and did, you guys might be able to see it in clear HD or whatever, is I found every character that had at least 90 speed in the game. Now, it's very obvious like Baraka is going to be good. It's very obvious like Jin is going to be good. But like characters like Rara, I was thinking like, is that good? Because these characters are getting 3 mana and crit when they attack. So let us go check that out in game. I'm not going to show every single character that's on that list, obviously, but I'm going to show you the characters that I think utilize it the best. Now, of course, we have Jin, one of the characters that you have to think about, just purely because he will have access to a Shadow Dance. And since he's a machine, he'll also have access to pretty much doing it 2 turns in a row if he needs to. If a character is weak enough, you can even Shadow Slash and then Shadow Dance, you know, depending on the situation. So every time a machine character that's 5-star and above gains a turn, he's gonna get 1 mana. So Annie will give him 3, so he'll start off with technically 4. So yeah, you can do this, rolling your means if you think you're gonna get a kill. Most likely not on the first turn, but you can definitely 100% Shadow Dance, and then next time you go, you're gonna have 5 mana, so you can definitely do a Shadow Slash into a Shadow Dance. Like, you have a lot of flexibility with Jin. And of course he has this Fatecore version, which so you can do a little bit more crazier stuff with that, but I'm just using him as the base character. Baraka is gonna be right up there as well, because, you know, why am I holding Final Hit? He actually gains access to his Madman's Fury. He also gets 4 mana, so he can technically do 2 of these if he needs to. His S2, his Assassin Art, is stronger, so there's likelihood that he could really kill a squishy character on turn 1 and then get a reset, but it's still not likely. It's most likely you're gonna want to go with this 525, and again, his speed is 114, Jin's is 115, so a little bit, you know, very close, but likely that they're gonna get the turns first. Rudley is a little bit slower. He's at 95 speed, but he has that same 525 nuke, and as you've probably seen, that he kills a lot of things with it. He doesn't necessarily always need the decisive strike. And his mana gain, nature's mana gain, has to do with people being low on HP, so it's not going to work too much unless you do this attack and then nature kicks in because they have tranquil or something like that. Then the next turn he's going to have a very strong decisive strike if the character doesn't get healed up. The reason why I wanted to give you guys a little bit of options, like especially for characters like Rara. Now Rara is just as fast as Jin is. She's like very, very fast character, but what is she gonna do on turn 1? She's gonna hit someone with poison them? I mean, yes, 50% additional damage for each mana the target has, but the target's not gonna have that much mana on turn 1. And same thing with this one. I think this is kind of pointless. This skill is good later in the game, but she's not the turn 1 thing that I'm trying to showcase. And there's only one other character that I looked through the slums that I think will be really good, and that is my girl Yao. Now Yao actually is a machine as well, and she will gain access to, on turn 1, a 360 nuke that gives her another additional turn. So you'll be able to do that. Is it the best thing? No, but I'm just thinking of the turn 1 sexy meta thing. Now again, now that we know that it activates per round, you actually don't necessarily need to go with a very fast character. You can go with, like I said, Rudley. If I have my Rudley in there, he's going to be the one getting that boost. He won't be able to use it possibly on that first turn, but depending on the enemy team, right? Because it's by turns. But if he does get to use it, awesome. But if I kill out, you know, maybe one of their faster characters, so that next, you know, the next round starts and now my Rudley is going to get and utilize that buff, that's a big game changer. Like, she's gonna pretty much be giving 3 mana every round to a certain character that is the fastest character in your team. So it's keeping her alive is very, very important. So other characters that I think you need to be bringing along with her, and it's not to say a specific character necessarily, I think a character with Protect is very, very, very important. Reason why is because it protects that character, it heals that character as well. It allows the tank to pretty much gain mana when that character takes damage, and, you know, again, just overall protect them. I think it's really, really strong. And if, you know, depending on how much frontline you want, because you can run a bunch of tanks, and guess what, the tanks will get that bonus. So your fastest tank in your team will eventually get that bonus, and then maybe they might not be able to utilize it that well in the beginning, but maybe later in the fight when you take out their squishy characters, you know, it's a lot of cool things you can do with it, is my point. While I'm on the boy, Garth, the command will definitely help her out too by increasing the health and defense of a low health character, which would be your FC Annie likely in your team. So all in all, does she change the meta? Does she break the fabric of the game? Because what is this obviously aimed at? It's aimed at, you know, Dragon Blood. That's like, they can't get a break. But even without Dragon Blood, it's a really cool passive that benefits team building. It really benefits team building, and that's what I kind of like about it, is that if you realize who's going to be getting the Burning Soul every round, I think it really opens up the game and can be very strong, because I keep talking about just the crit part of it and the mana part of it, but you also get damage immunity. So every round, as long as she's alive, you have a character that can freely attack into Dragon Blood, or you have a character that can freely attack into a counter character, or you have a character that is going to reach their burst quicker every round. Like, your fastest character could be, you know, another mage that's going to burst. It can't go on her ever, but I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's going to do, and especially for those that have a way to boost her up and get her right in there in the high levels of PvP. It would be interesting to see that if the higher level people of the daily tournament, obviously not this week, but possibly like the next week, if, you know, if you're going to see some FC Annies in there. And I think that that's what the purpose of stuff like this is to do slight buffs and balancing around the game, but not heavily change things so drastically. But maybe she does. What do you guys think? I'll leave the question up to you guys. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And remember that end of today's reset, which is in, I count you, it is 8:21 a.m. currently on the time of this recording. It resets at 4 p.m. my time. So do the math. Once that happens, there is no more on that video. I'm gonna pop the card up. No more on that video for the top 10 ultimates, and then later on in the day, you'll see that video after I tally. So please, please, please go like that video up, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I already see there's some people that are already looking like they're gonna definitely make a strong top 5, but I'm kind of seeing who's gonna make that bottom 5, the 6 through 10. I'm kind of curious about that. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.